Welcome back to Azran Legacy, the story so far. Layton and the others make their way through the forest to the town of Kodh, hot on the heels of the mystery girl.
Where everyone is a mutant.
As they arrive in town, they learn that the kidnapper's airship has also landed there. Can our heroes find the girl in time?
What do you
we're going up against these two buffoons, so I think
they're gonna crash the plane again.
They will somehow manage to find a way to crash it as it's already on the ground.
Alright.
How am I not even dead from the last time I did that?
You made us done stuff, Optimus.
Oh, hint coin in the water container.
It smells.
A true gentleman a true gentleman always takes hint coins, Teo.
Good lord, that fish.
I mean, hopefully he wipes it first.
From which depths have you caught that?
Alright, Shiro, you're up.
Oh, new faces. Let me look at you. I take it you're the ones who have been traveling in that funny little airship.
Oh my god, we finally found someone who's not a mutant!
Luke, that's not...
Head to the proportions of my body might suggest
to quote Shiro from our Miracle Mask Run, Luke, that's not very gentlemanlike.
No, it's not.
Well, we've mostly been traveling in that one. How did you know? Did you see the Bostonius come down?
I mean, it's not unnoticeable.
No, just heard it. Market gossip, you know? And airships are always crashing around here, so it's easy to spot survivors.
Good to know.
Do you have actually a dead pool where you register potentially dead people?
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, sorry, how insensitive of me. I make it sound like a joke when it's a horrible thing to happen to you.
You know, customary traits from the town.
Vessa, maybe we should back away slowly.
You have to understand, this has happened so much that the villagers are genuinely growing numb to it.
Oh dear lord, they're mutants in more than one way.
Yes.
We thought we'd have someone to loot, show around.
Oops.
Is BRB.
Actually, the market customer may be of use to us. There was a young girl with us. We lost sight of her during our impromptu landing.
A girl? Really? Funny. Didn't look like one of you lot.
What's that supposed to
No,
be?
she means like because of the way she looks, she doesn't really seem like someone that would hang out with them because
I get it that she has like some particular traits, but she doesn't look too different as a human
I
being.
think in the cutscenes she looks paler, but yeah, in the actual gameplay thing, she doesn't look too different. So that's
well, to be
a bit weird.
to be fair, her eyes don't have the dot in the thing.
I mean, Luke's eyes are just fine. It's only
I get
Layton's who has...
Pedro is saying instead that she's lacking the dots to begin with.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Well,
Luke has googly eyes though.
Well, whatever.
Still, at least there are eyes with irises. Professor Layton's are sharp.
It also has to do with the with her dress, which is a much more like, I don't know how to put it, like traditional dress, I guess, compared to the more...
Reminder, as we've learned from Lady Layton, not everyone should have the dot eyes, okay? It just doesn't work sometimes.
Alright. A family expecting a new arrival want to celebrate by filling their garden with flowers. These flowers can't just be planted by any old way, of course. Each flower must be surrounded by flowers of a different color. With this in mind, use the various blocks to fill the garden flowers. Okay, so basically, this is a jigsaw puzzle, but they put a new twist on it by making it so that in order to plant all the flowers, you have to pay attention to what the puzzle conditions say. You have to have a specific number of pink flowers and blue flowers arranged in a specific manner. So basically, it's just a matter of reading the text and putting it. This is also one of those jigsaw puzzles in Layton where you can, aside from placing pieces, you can also rotate them into different positions. So keep that in mind as you're reading the text and making sure. Aside from that, yeah, it's a jigsaw puzzle.
Cool, yo.
All right. And again, this is another cool detail that I really like that they started doing with Azran Legacy, where the top screen will animate to indicate that you're making progress.
I think the crossover actually started this.
Yeah, true. I
know
guess,
it does it on some.
I was thinking in terms of the mainline Layton games, but yeah, you're right. The crossover technically did it first. Yeah. Because Miracle Mask didn't do this, but this one does it. Because remember, Miracle Mask was originally a DS game that got turned into a 3DS launch game in Japan, but this game was already made from the ground up for the 3DS. Go on.
I've always considered the crossover as like sort of like that extra, technically main game, but I can see why people don't consider it that. Because, okay, Azran Legacy actually came out after the crossover, so the way I see it, I feel like the crossover acted as the bridge from Miracle Mask to Azran Legacy
it did.
in that regard.
Remember, in Japan, the crossover came out in 2012, with this game coming out in 2013 in both Japan and Europe, and America got it in 2014.
Yeah, ironically for those overseas, it worked out that this game came out before the crossover. So hey, if you were sad that things seemed over for Layton, don't worry, you had one more big shot with him. The crossover with Ace Attorney.
Go on.
Which for the most part was great.
Great stuff. You're not bad at landscaping, are you?
Yeah, someone's good at impostering me. Who was it? Speak!
Alright then, I'll spill the beans. It was
Great.
Luke. There was a girl not long ago
Hey,
heading
what?
towards Boris Hut.
Oh my god, Boris Johnson hangs out
Oh,
here?
no,
Please,
no,
no.
God, no.
There are plenty of good people named Boris out there.
You know, Mr. Strong and Silent, the fisherman.
What an odd name.
Luke, don't be judgmental.
Luke is being so
We go in-
judgy.
So if we go in
It's
that
been a rough
direction,
flight, okay?
Sure.
You might run into her, yeah. It's not a very busy part of town, so if she's there, you'll probably spot her quickly enough. Like, Luke is being as judgy as I was during Miracle Mask.
Maybe you've rubbed off on him, Shiroi.
You're a
terrible influence.
you're a bad influence, Shiroi.
Yes.
well, thank you very much. We may be off.
For a moment, I thought you were going to say you've been a terrible
You need,
parent.
well, no shit, like in Layton History Journey, Kat, similar to Herschel, also does the whole, that's not what a gentle woman does. You need to take some lessons from her, maybe.
Look at the bright side,
The only
Shiroi.
kids I'm going to have ears, whiskers, and a tail.
Mm-hmm.
But look at this, Shiroi. At least you're a better influence than Bonnie's mom is.
Yep, true.
What influence does Bonnie's mother have?
Sense of
It's as
direction.
existing
well.
as their bond.
Oh well, I don't know what my daughter is, but I don't see to pursue this matter any further. It's the dad's fault after all.
I'm really glad I'm really into gardens and stuff, but delicate exotic plants are just hopeless in Kodh.
Yeah, this
do I sense another mini game coming up?
and you do very well, Jova. Yes.
I don't know if it's the soil or the climate, but everything just shrivels up. So here, you'll get more use out of this than me.
It's probably all that.
This
just as
is why you invest in cacti.
A mighty cactus. That thrives just
So yeah, the balloons and shrooms minigame has been added to the trunk.
Oh, do you harvest them for
This is actually
creams
my-
or products like my sister does?
No, I just like having them.
Our first challenge is Victorian Terrace. This is actually my favorite of the Azran Legacy minigames.
That's
Oh,
cool.
really?
For your sister.
Larissa has given you a training tool designed with the budding horticulturist in mind.
Horticulturist. It's someone who's into horticulture.
Yeah, I know.
No
Plant
shit.
stuff.
Yes, I know what it means. Yes, I know what it means, you plebeian.
It also is according to Kakaku. Kakaku means plan.
Plant
know what?
special
No, it's
flowers
all
in just the right spots and bring the garden to life.
Hey, do you know what a know-it-allist is? Is someone who's a know-it-all.
Sure.
Look after these darlings, won't you?
Alright.
Alright, you
Layton's
do it.
office. Sorry, guys. Layton's office meds today.
I can see that. Anyway,
Seriously, that fish is staring right into our soul.
alright. So, in Blooms and Shrooms, your aim is to plant 4 different types of flower and bring each garden back to life.
So that they can combat zombies.
Kind
It's
of?
not the age of...
Well, okay, it's not zombies, but it's evil plants that are in the middle of the field.
Close enough.
It's kind of like that section in the garden of It Takes Two.
Inflatus potentiae, more commonly known as burst flowers, produce a unique blast of energy when they bloom. Okay. Inflatus potentiae, like
Latin?
yeah, I know. The strength and direction of this blast varies according to the color of the flower for some reason. On the right side of the touch screen, you'll see the flowers that can be planted in that particular garden. So basically the idea is that some of them, go in all directions, others go in a direction of a cross, others go in just an horizontal line, others go in a vertical line.
Yeah, flower breeding.
Yeah, you've got a fixed number of flowers for each garden. Don't try digging around looking for more, because there aren't any.
You find a gardening, Shiroi?
The blast of energy produced by purple flowers covers 4 squares in both vertical directions. That's quite some distance.
No, my mother's the gardening person, not me.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Blue flowers act in a similar manner, but produce a blast of energy that covers 4 squares in both horizontal directions.
Both my folks are, but that's it, not me.
Yellow flowers produce a blast of energy in all 4 directions, though their range is only 2 squares. And finally, pink flowers produce a blast of energy that covers every adjacent square, vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, but no further. So you have to keep this in mind while you're planting them. You'll come across a few fences during your gardening ventures. These will block the blasts of energy produced by your flowers. So again, keep that in mind. The blast of energy from pink flowers can reach the other side of a fence, however, provided there is a gap in it. So yeah, only the pink flowers can go through a fence, however, there has to be a gap in said fence. Also, energy can't pass through any squares in the garden that have already been touched by an energy blast. So
much shit to take care of, this is why I don't do gardening.
So basically, no overlapping with flower blasts. Any squares where an energy blast has been blocked will be marked with a cross on the touchscreen, like you can see there above. The energy produced by burst flowers will make the grass greener and cause trees to bloom magnificently. Because, trees can just grow instantaneously.
Trees are magic!
But if a toxic mushroom receives a blast of energy, it will emit a cloud of spores.
This is like garden warfare.
This cloud will cover this cloud will cover every square that surrounds the mushroom and will immediately ruin the vitality of those squares. Each garden contains a red starting square. The flower placed here will bloom first, producing a blast of energy. It's your job
I'm wrong, you're screwed.
It's your job to turn this initial blast of energy into a chain reaction that will bring life back to the entire garden. When you've planted all the flowers you need, touch bloom to set off the chain. In each garden, all you need to do is bring all the dead trees back to life, and you can consider your work done. Doing that will also destroy the toxic mushroom somehow. If you want it to be perfect, however, you'll need to revitalize every single square. Mushrooms excluded, of course. So basically, try to cover every single square on the field.
Look at that, you're both a dress designer and a gardener.
Have you got green enough fingers for the job? Plow through the gardens and find out.
So you know what this means, folks, right? We quite literally have to touch grass.
Yes.
Perhaps we should consult Stanley the Troll for advice.
No.
He literally has a green thumb.
Alright, so in this particular course we have 3 toxic mushrooms. One at the top over there and 2 others who are still okay, so let's try and put
Shadow, don't touch it!
Yeah. Okay, well, let's try putting a yellow flower here. And another one here.
If this there shall be life.
Remember, you can always, like, if you forget how much spaces each flower covers, you can just go back and watch the tutorial again if you want. There you go, and there you go. All right, Let's try it. There we are.
Yeah.
And with that, the toxic mushrooms have been defeated.
Congratulations, you completed the Victorian Terrace. So that's basically it. It's about putting the flowers in the correct places so that you can bloom the entire garden, basically. So it's all about it's all about thinking about placement. That's basically it.
If you think about it like a puzzle, even gardening can be easy.
All right, Teo, you be the one on the left. I'll be the one on the right. I know she's around here somewhere. You're not doing yourself any favors by protecting her, you know.
Everyone really is a mutant in this place, jeez.
Lord, that guy's eyes are tiny, his nose is crooked.
Now let's try this again.
Alright.
Tell me where the little missy is, or I might take it upon myself to rearrange that honker of yours. Oh, there you go.
We probably do a favor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure on that one. You guys are being so judgmental on
actually,
appearances
the nose
right
is
now.
up there, okay. I told you, I turned around, she was gone. Ran off the market. I'm sorry, got confused. I thought what the master cheese were supposed to be the silhouette of the eyes.
I know, right? I initially thought his eyes were like a sweat.
Teo, don't you know that what really matters is inner beauty?
I just wonder if they're in pain with how their faces are contorted.
Oh dear. Do you think we should just go back the way we came?
Why?
Well, we didn't see any sign of her on our way from the market, so that must mean she's still around here somewhere.
So that we don't get in trouble.
Look, we're kind of already in trouble by this point. We have Targent
On our ass.
They're already our
Sergeant
enemies.
Arassus.
Well, the idea should be to not get into more trouble.
Oh, please.
Let's ask that man. He seems to know something about the situation.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
By the way, Luke, how is my new onboard microphone?
You sound like
Doesn't
you're
matter.
in a plane, but I guess you sound still clear enough that I can understand you.
Professor, why are you wearing a space helmet?
Because I felt like it. It's my new fashion trend.
Professor, some of these new fashion trends of yours are so random that it cause for concern.
How did you even get the hat in there?
Morning. Busy day for tourists.
So this is the actual Boris that we were talking about.
Does that mean you've seen other tourists?
That is what he just said, Luke.
Yes. The big bull you just left, you saw him, and the girl.
Aha!
Can't believe he just left like that.
Ah, so she has been this way.
Okay, looks like
Odd looking lass. Not ugly, but we'll get up. She's with you.
Gosh, even you're all judgy.
Everybody
It's
is.
judgmental here. What the hell? That's my job.
she right.
Yes, she is. And we certainly have to find... Oh, we absolutely have to find her before those uniformed thugs
Let me
do.
get your damn lines right.
Take off that helmet and say that to my face.
All right.
Oh!
Let me get your damn lines right. There.
Alright, in the lake you go. What's the matter? Do you know anything?
I did what you are.
The defenestration
fine.
is real.
Anyway,
You don't look like you're in cahoots with the other one.
Don't worry, Boris, we're not.
What do you mean the other one?
The girl was here looking for something. She was making a beeline for somewhere or other when those police in uniform showed up.
Okay, sounds like a clue.
She looked terrified, so I told her to hide while I sent them off track. But she's gone now, see?
From one point to another. Where could she have been going, do you think?
Don't know, but there's a hill up that way. Good lookout point.
Okay.
Sure, I'll just fly up there.
good idea. We'll go up the hill and maybe we'll spot her from there, right?
I mean, worth a shot. Might as well.
It's the highest point in town.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
As soon as Layton drives himself off, sounds good to me.
Alright. Thanks.
How was your swim in the lake, Professor?
Thanks, Boris.
Push all stuff.
Alright, let's go.
You know, that lake water was surprisingly clean.
Well, I suppose.
That's the only compliment I can give it.
Shrubs, fishing boats, mountains, more rocks. Nothing even remotely girl-shaped.
Luke, are you implying girls have one shape?
Yeah, what the fuck, Luke?
I think the radiations are starting to set in with our main cast.
Now it's
Luke,
your
I'm
turn
meant
to
be
go into
more
the river.
insensitive. Luke,
I
I'm
can't
meant to
see
be
her
the
anyway.
insensitive one.
Maybe
Well,
you're
we've
rubbing off on me too.
Well, we've climbed all the way up here, so let's make sure we have a good look over the whole area.
My god, are both of you terrible influences to me? Should I have stayed with my parents?
We may spot her yet, yes.
Look, you did not stay in with your parents.
Well, look at the Shiroi, look at the bright side. We actually know where Luke's parents are. So they're in London. So well. In fact, we're going to meet both of them throughout this game. So
Yeah, they're in a shitty village.
Wait,
I'm
I'm
not entirely sure. I'm not for nothing, Layton.
I mean, no, Last Spectre.
Yeah, not for nothing, Layton. But I would hardly call London a village.
They live in some offshoot area. What is it?
Oh yeah, they live in
Wonder
well.
where this path leads, Professor.
That is true, Professor. They do live in Miss Gallery, but right now they're in London in official business. You'll see later. Go on.
Keep your eyes peeled for any signposts on the way, Luke. In fact, let me show you an example.
It's
Look at
only
the
mentioned
puzzle.
that
Because wasn't Luke's father originally like, the flipping mayor of...
Yes.
We saw
Yes.
already.
Well, I can assume. I'm assuming.
Sign. A couple are on a day out in the forest. After finishing their picnic, they go for a walk, only to get lost and wind up in a dead end. There's a sign there, but it's so old and weather-beaten that all the pieces that used to create an arrow have fallen off, making it impossible to tell which way to go. Pieces of the broken sign can be found on the ground around it, though. Do you think you could help the couple put the sign back together and work out which direction they're supposed to go, or do you want to be a troll and point them the wrong direction deliberately?
You are bad
Which one
enough,
I'm thinking?
dude.
So it's like Wayne Knight in Jurassic Park 1. But
Exactly.
okay.
AKA Newton.
Well, here's the thing, Jova, about the whole mayor thing. I'm assuming Clark has a vice mayor that he can, ask for to, hold the
Maybe
fort.
he lost the second mandate or something. Like, how much
You
time
mean
has passed
election?
between the
2 years. 2 years. Again, like I said, I'm pretty confident the idea is that he can very easily ask his vice to, hold the fort for a bit while he's out on official business.
Not to mention, I
I'm
can
guessing that by
imagine.
the time they're moving to America, that either he stepped down as mayor or...
Yeah. A lot can happen in
Or
2 years, so...
Not to mention, I can imagine that after Paul Blart, fell off after his, abuses of the police.
Well, remember-
I guess they had to restructure a bit the place.
Well, remember, in Lost Future, Luke specifically says that his dad has to move there because of his work. So apparently, there was a career change in between.
His dad went on to become president of the United States. There's your change.
Well,
Yeah.
that depends. We're going to America in New World of Steam, so who knows? Maybe we'll meet him there. I guess we'll have to see how it
Yeah,
goes.
the plot twist is that Luke's father is actually Roland.
Which Roland?
He means Roland from Iniquity too. Yeah. I don't think that would work, Tail, because Liam O'Brien gave him a British accent, and Roland is American accent, so.
I
Maybe this is
mean,
it.
to be fair, you can lose your accent by
This is a
living
princess
long
saves the
enough
day.
in a country
I guess.
that is not of your origin.
I guess, but Jared Zeus who is Roland's voice actor. He's a great, but Clark already has a voice actor, Liam O'Brien. So.
Anyway,
Well-
make the sign, which means you have to go back the way you came. Yes.
It
Basically,
wouldn't be the first time we've seen voice actors change for characters that age up, even in a level 5 product.
I guess.
Well, I'm not sure where that path leads, but it definitely looks a bit dodgy, Professor. Maybe we shouldn't pull a Beauty and the Beast.
Indeed so. And Jumping over fences is most ungentlemanly behavior.
But what if you're escaping for your life?
You heard it right here.
Gentlemanly.
Shiroi, Dwebs, and Jova, we heard it right here. According to the professor, Chloe is definitely not a gentlewoman. So, there you go.
Wow, is that why we never heard from her again in Lady
Hey.
On a neck
Does she have
is
to?
I said-
behavior?
I said ungentlemanly behavior.
Alright, hold on.
Oh, hey, gentlemen, gentlewomen, it all applies. We don't
Yeah,
discriminate.
we don't discriminate here, Professor. I'm sorry, Shiroi, could you repeat?
I said, but it is gentlemanly to do parkour on a mech.
Well, that is.
Yes.
I mean, if
Like
it's...
jumping over a fence.
No, Shiroi. But don't you see, Shiroi? He was trying to save Janice. You know, a true gentleman always rescues a lady in need.
You know what this means,
Pedro, we're
guys?
not supposed to
Sonic.
know her name yet.
You know what this means, guys? Sonic the Hedgehog is a true gentleman.
Actually, Professor, this story takes place after Eternal Diva.
So that's why they came down. It's rather
But yeah.
unfortunate that they landed so close.
I mean, let's see. Sonic does parkour on mechs. He has solved puzzles. He has helped a lady in need. Sonic's a flippin' gentleman. Eraser Jin is a hack for calling him a rat.
Yep.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, he's stuck in a lamp now for his
Where this is
troubles.
going.
Oh, the ship sustained damage during the crash and they're still doing repairs.
No,
So should we come on the attack?
I prefer Jet's version of that ending, where Sonic gave Razor Jin COVID.
By
Alright.
the way, we have no chance.
No chance, what do you mean a chance?
What's this?
Ah.
Ah!
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Maybe that was Sonic saying, "Watch out, you're gonna crash."
Sounded rather like the fisherman, isn't it? It sounds
Oh,
like
it
the
was
fisherman we met
Sonic.
just
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I actually forgot who said that.
Oh no! Do you think the Targent thug came back and
So
killed
soon,
him?
Poor Boris. And don't worry, Boris will not die off screen.
Let's hurry down. Come on.
He'll die on screen
Yeah.
for you to see tearfully.
Well, yeah, remember, like, level 5 has no problem in having characters die on screen, so don't worry about that. Anyway.
Oh, they're like Hasbro. Don't worry, Dribs. If you like seeing characters die on screen, the Transformers Gen 1 movie is just for you.
Indeed.
Yay, death!
Alright, so tune in next time where we finally find the girl. See you then.
Alright, yeah.
Alright.
But,
See ya.
Yeah.